What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. It's all about reading books and stuff. Getting it to that. Last time I read some few, and then you guys you liked it not so much, but I'm getting there. So before we get into another one, like, comment, subscribe to Shannon Nation. So this time around, we stopped where the hands on my heart twitches. I'm gonna reminisce it, and then we enjoy this book. Okay, Tuesday, 19 July 2013. It was a morning. The pile on my clothes from last week is still there, and it looks dustier, and more fallen than it did a few days ago. I read somewhere that a train can trip and clothes right off when it hits. It's not that unusual. Death by train, 2 or 300 years, they say. So at least one of a couple of days. I'm not sure how many of those are accidental. I look carefully as the train rolls slowly past for blood on the clothes, but I can't see any. The train stops at the signal as usual. I can see Jess standing on the patch in front of the French doors. She's wearing a bright print dress. Her feet are bare. She's looking over her shoulders, but into her house. They're probably talking to Jason, who's making breakfast. I keep my eyes fixed on Jess, on her home, as the train starts to inch forwards. I don't want to see the others' houses. I particularly don't want to see the one 4 doors down, the one which used to be mine. I lived at number 23 Bleham Road for 5 years, blissfully, happily, and nearly reached. I can't look at it now. That is what my first home. Not my parents' place, not my flash air with other students. My first home, I can't bear to look at it. Well, I can. I do. I want to. I do want to. I try not to. Every day I tell myself not to look, and every day I look. I can't help myself, even though there is nothing I want to see there. Even though anything I do see will hurt me. Even though I remember so clearly how it felt that time. I looked up and I noticed that the screen lined blind in the upstairs bedroom was gone. Sorry. Replaced by something in soft baby pink, even though I still remember the pain I felt when I saw Anna watering the rose bushes near the fence, her t-shirt stretched tight over her building berry, and I bit my lip so hard it bled. I closed my eyes tightly and I counted to 10, 15, 20. There is gone now. Nothing to see. We roll into Whitney Station and out again, the train starting to pick up pace as suburbia melts into the grim North London. Terrace houses replaced by tagged bridge as empty buildings as broken windows. The closer we get to Houston, the more anxious I feel. Pressure buildings, how will it today be? There is a fifth low slung concrete building on the right hand side of the track about 500 meters before we get into Houston. On its side, someone has painted "Life is not a paragraph." I think about the band of clothes on the side of the track and I feel as though my throat is closing up. Life is not a paragraph and death is not a parenthesis. The train I take in the evening, 17:56, it's slightly slower than the morning one. It takes 1 hour and 1 minute, a full 7 minutes longer than the morning train, despite not stopping at any extra station. I don't mind because just as I'm in no great hurry to get into London in the morning, I'm in no hurry to get back to Ashbury in the evening either. Not just because it's Ashbury though, the place itself is bad enough. a 1960s new town spreading like a tumor over the head of the Buckinghamshire, no better or worse than a dozen other downs like it. Central, filled with cafes and mobile phone shops and branches and DJ spots, surrounded by a band of suburbia, and beyond that, the realm of the multiplex, cinema, and out-of-town Tesco. I live in a smart-ish, new-ish block situated at the point where the commercial heart of the place starts to bleed into the residential outskirts. But it's not my home. My home is the Victorian. Semi of the tracks. The one I part owned is Ashbury. I am not hometowner, not even a tenant. I'm a lodger, occupant of the small second bedroom in Kathy's brand and innovative duplex, subject to her grace and favor. Kathy and I were friends at university. Her friends, really. We were never that close. She lived across the hall from me in my first year, and we were doing the same course. So we were naturally allies in those first few daunting weeks. Before we met people with whom we had more in common, we didn't see much of each other after the first year and barely at all after college, except for the occasional weddings. But in my hour of need, she happened to have a spare room going, and it now made sense. I was so sure that it would only be for a couple of months, 6 at the most, and I didn't know what else to do. I've never lived by myself. It, I'd gone from parents to flatmates. To Tom, I found the idea overwhelming. So I said yes, and that was nearly 2 years ago. It's not awful. Kathy's a nice person. Kathy's a nice person. In a forceful sort of way, she makes you notice her niceness. Her niceness is rich, large, it is her defining quality, and she needs acknowledged, often daily almost, which can be tiring, but it's not so bad. I can think of worse traits in a flatmate. That is not Kathy, it's not even Ashbury that bothers me most about my new situation. I still think of it and new. I still think of it as new, although it's been 2 years. It's the loss of control in Kathy's flat. I always feel like a guest at the very outer limit of their welcome. I feel it in the kitchen where we jostle to space we're cooking our evening meals. I feel it when I sit beside her on the sofa, the remote control family within her grasp. The only space which feels like mine is my tiny bedroom, into which I double bed and desk have been crammed. With barely enough space to walk between them. It's comfortable enough, but it isn't a place you want to be. So instead, linger in the living room or a kitchen table, ill at ease and powerless. I have lost control over everything, even the places in my head. The heat is building. It's barely 8:30, and already the day is close. The air heavy with moisture. I could wish for a storm, but the sky is an insolent, blank, pale, watery blue. I wipe away the sweat on my top lip. I wish I'd remembered to buy a bottle of water. I can see Jason and Jess this morning, and my sense of disappointment is acute. Silly, I know. I scrutinize the house, but there is nothing to see. The curtains are open downstairs, but the French doors are closed, sunlight reflecting off the glass. The sash window upstairs is closed too. Jason may be away working. He's a doctor, I think, probably for one of those overseas organizations. He's constantly on a call, a bag packed on top of the wardrobe. There is earthquake in Iran or tsunami in Asia, and he drops everything. He grabs his bag and is at Heathrow within a matter of hours, ready to fly out and save lives. Just with her bold prints and her Converse trainers and her beauty, her attitude works in fashion industry. Or she perhaps in the music business, or in advertising. She might be a stylist or photographer. She's good painter too. Plenty of artistic flair. I can see her now in the spare room upstairs, music blaring, window open, a blush in her hand, and anonymous canvas leaning against the wall. She'll be there until midnight. Jason knows not to bother her when she's working. I can really see her. Of course, I don't know if she's painting or whether Jason has a great laugh or whether Jess has a beautiful cheekbones. I can't see her bone structure. From here, I'd never heard Jason's voice. I've never seen them up close. They didn't live at the house where I live down the road. They moved in after I left 2 years ago. I do not know when exactly. I suppose I started noticing them about a year ago, and gradually as the months went past, they become important to me. I don't know their names either, so I had to name them maybe Jason because he's handsome in a British film star kind of way. Not a deep or a pit, but a firth of Jason Isaacs. And Jess, but goes with Jason and it goes with her. It fits her pretty as carefully, and she is. They are much, they are a set, they are happy, I can tell. They are what you used to be. They are Tom and me 5 years ago. They are what I lost. They are everything I want to be. Guys, this book is so nice. I love it. But you guys, if you like it, tell me more. You comment down below. I'm gonna keep reading for you guys so that you can know what it is all about. Where is this going to end? How does this book end? Because it's a complicated one. I don't know. You keep reading and read, and it takes you back. It's like it's a danger. It keeps repeating itself. Because when I read, it's like I'm reading the same thing, so it's difficult to understand this book. I hope you guys like it. Subscribe, comment down below, and like and smash that like button. You guys let me know if you want more. I'm going to read and read until this book ends. You still have a lot to read, but I can't put more and more. I'm going to put more and more effort about this. Thank you guys so much.